Hello there. I'd like to welcome you to our concert tonight. My name is Scott Mertens, and thank you again for coming. I'm one of the band directors in Sycamore School District. My second concert in 2 nights, so if I start getting a little loopy, please bear with me. I'll try to move quickly. Tonight we'll be demonstrating what we have been working on in full band and small group lessons. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce the people that have been teaching your children. Ms. Bella Crawl is our newest addition to the staff, and she currently teaches general music at West and South Prairie, band lessons at North Grove, South Prairie, and West, and also directs full band at the middle school with me on Mondays. And then Mr. Goodman is the high school band director, and he teaches at most of the elementaries. There we go. And here's Bella Crawl right here. And he is the high school band director. I am the middle school band director. Anyway, we both hope to work with these students in future years. Brief overview of the Sycamore Elementary Band Program. Students have been playing their instruments for about 2 months now, as you're well aware. Students currently receive 1 small group lesson per week during the school day. They also participate in weekly full band rehearsal at the middle school, depending upon the school that they go to. The West, South Prairie, and Southeast come on Mondays. North and North Grove come on Tuesdays. Although it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. If you need to come on a certain day, please let us know, and we can accommodate that. Okay, and we have been working out of the Standard of Excellence Band Methods series, which has stood the test of time. From the beginning, we stress a few important things for these students. Yes, I'm giving them the eye. Number 1, sit up straight. Good, they're listening. 2, put their feet flat on the floor. Number 3, when they play, they're going to keep their cheeks in. And then number 4, when they breathe, they're going to take a big breath of air. These are the things that we try to reinforce, and these are things that you can watch for when they're practicing. If you see them puffing their cheeks, it's like, no, you're not Louis Armstrong, get those cheeks in. Okay. So we spent the first few band lessons just working on getting a normal sound on the instruments. For instance, with the flutes, we had them playing just into the head joints for the first couple weeks. That's a really important way of developing the sound so that when they put it on the rest of the instrument, they will have success. So Mr. Goodman's going to cue them to make this sound on their instrument. Ready? And. That is a great sound. That means they're going to start getting a good sound on their flute. With the other woodwinds, we have the clarinets. So, and one of the things that we do with them is we have them work, take their barrels off and demonstrate the sound that that's going to make. Very nice job. Happy New Year. Okay. And with our brass players, we work on getting them to make a sound with their mouthpieces. And Mr. Goodman's going to cue them. Now, once they can get that, we have them do sirens. We have them go low, high, low, high. Welcome to Sturgis. Okay. It's a bike rally out in South Dakota. Okay. Most of you got it, though. As far as, and so those various things, and the percussionists, you don't have to demonstrate right now, but we work on getting a good stroke. One of the things I talk about with my percussionist is like almost like fishing. Like it's almost like, casting a line. Back to my Missouri roots there. Okay, after they learn how to put their instrument together and make a sound, we work on tonguing one note and playing together as a group. This means playing notes together, also counting beats of silence together. Rests are the worst named thing in all of music because you don't rest. It's like that old Chuck Norris saying, Chuck Norris doesn't, he doesn't sleep, he waits. We wait. We don't rest. So, and one of the first songs that does a good job of reinforcing this is number 15 in the book, which Mr. Goodman will conduct. Once they can tongue all those notes together and count together, we are then ready for our first real song, which is Hot Cross Buns. From the very beginning, we try to reinforce that the surest way to become good on an instrument is to practice regularly. We recommend a daily practice schedule of about 15 minutes a day. Students should be filling out their practice charts in the front of their books. We really encourage them to do that because there's an incentive we're going to talk about in a little bit. They should be filling out those practice charts weekly, and they should have a parent initial in the column to confirm that the practice minutes count. We are making some changes to our incentive program. This year, we're offering the students who have practiced 15 hours of documented practice by the end of the second concert in January, which is January 21st, by the way, a free Sunday party at Culver's. We are also planning on having a pizza party in May for students who reach certain practice incentives, and we're currently finalizing what those are going to be. Stay tuned for more information on that and keep practicing. Okay, the next piece that we're going to play is the second tune that we learned, second real song that we learned, a French folk song entitled Au clair de la lune, which is French for By the Light of the Moon. I guess I'll conduct. See, most of our students are in group lessons for 30 minutes. About 5 of those minutes are taken up by assembling the instrument, warming up, and taking it apart, which leaves about 20-ish minutes to get through lessons as many as 4 students who are at 4 different places in the book, or in some cases 6 students who are in 6 different places in the book. So we're hustling. It can be very helpful for students to have a knowledgeable older student to work with them one-on-one for 30 minutes for some period of time. We're going to be getting a private lesson list out to you fairly soon. It'll be a variety of names. Some might be high school students. Some are respected, individuals from around the town. And again, this is not necessarily an endorsement, but these are people that we happen to know that are teaching, and they can pass along valuable information to your students, your children. Sorry, they're not your students; they're our students. So. Anyway, for a small fee, but I can say firsthand, those are working with private teachers can be one of the most helpful things for these students. We'll have a summer private lesson program that we will kickstart and very possibly, and anyway, it's one of the things we recommend to take lessons with someone, and we'll get you some more information on that shortly. Okay, our next piece is going to be called Country Walk. There's an organization that's very dear to us in the music department, and that organization is the Sycamore Music Boosters. If you are here tonight, you are a de facto member of the Sycamore Music Boosters. That is an organization that has supported us financially. They provide money for scholarships for things like music camp scholarships, which starting in 6th grade, your children will be eligible for. They have provided many instruments over the years. The wonderful, beautiful grand piano that we have, the $50,000 grand piano, was purchased with a combination of grants and money that we made at the A Note to Remember fundraiser gala, which is coming up February 8th. If you have more information about that, please let me know. But anyway, they meet on the 3rd Thursday of almost every month, including this month, which I guess would be the 21st. So if you want to see this wonderful organization and how it works, we're always looking to bring in more parents, more ideas, more help with some of the various committees and some of the things we do. So, we talked about, fundraising, but there's also things like putting decorations on students' lockers if they make all district or all state, or just in marching band. There's so many wonderful things that the boosters do. Please consider that as a way of, helping your, it's a way to kind of watch your children grow up on the inside, from the school perspective without necessarily, it's kind of like PTO for parents as they get older, kind of like that. So, highly recommended. Okay, so our next piece, we're going to play Mary Had a Little Lamb, or as these guys know it, Merrily We Roll Along. Now, all of the songs we've played so far, the students have played what we call unison, which means they're playing the same part together. At a certain point, once they're comfortable doing that, we like to try to split them off a little bit, where they're playing separate parts. This will prepare them for playing full band arrangements, which will be coming down the line, as soon as the next concert, possibly. We introduce these split parts through the song Lightly Row. To start with, we'll play all of the melody, then the harmony, and then we'll have the band play both parts together. First, the melody. Then the harmony. And now we'll put them all together with brass playing the melody and woodwinds playing the harmony. All's well. It was just a ring finger attachment for the trumpet. It's all good. It wasn't what I thought it was. Okay, good. So you very well may recognize many of the songs we've played so far. We try to make them reasonably recognizable, so at the very least, if the students haven't heard them, maybe the parents have heard them, and it provides something for the students to kind of cling to. Now, later on this year, I will give them some other songs that are maybe a little more well-known, like towards the end of the year, we'll give them like Star Wars. Perhaps we're looking at maybe some SpongeBob SquarePants theme as we get a little later. Yeah, I hadn't told them that yet. So, but yeah, we do that to kind of reinforce, because it's not just the reading at this point. It's also sometimes just knowing the melodies and having that confidence can really make things go a lot more smoothly. Okay. Our next selection is a student favorite, which is fitting in somewhat with the holiday season fast approaching. It is Good King Wenceslas. As we get ready to play our last song, a few more things to cover. This is going to be the shortest band concert ever. You're like, thank you. Yes. No, but seriously, it's going to be really excellent closer lined up for you. So anyway, band will be included on the students' report cards at the end of the first trimester. There will be 3 categories of band grades given out. There's brings music and instrument, there's shows evidence of practice, and shows growth. There's 3 categories, and they'll be on a scale from 1 to 3. If you have questions about that, please contact us if you have questions about those grades, and we can elaborate a little bit on that. If you have further questions, just let us know. What makes this concert so special is that 2 months ago, they couldn't do any of that. What you were just hearing, they're doing a great job playing together. They in many cases, they're now literate in music. They are reading note names and playing note values. And I'm just really, really proud. So this is, in some ways, this is kind of the most special concert, because from nothing, they're able to do this. So again, great job, you guys. I'm really proud of you. Our next concert will be on Tuesday, January 21st. Now, this concert will be 5th grade, then 8th grade, then high school symphonic band. For this concert, we'll be playing longer arrangements or music from the Standard of Excellence as well. This will show continued musical progress in the students that we have, in addition to several bands that the students can look forward to in the future. So the 5th graders and you can look forward and say, oh, this is what they will probably sound like in 8th grade. And then the 8th grade parents can be like, oh, this is what they're going to sound like in high school symphonic band. So it kind of shows the progression. It's a really neat concert, and in many ways, parents over the years, they often say that's one of their favorite concerts, because they get to kind of see the whole breadth of the high school band experience in concert. So anyway, like I was saying, towards the end of the year, we're also going to be providing some fun songs for students to play, and some other ones along the way as well. It's Star Wars, Jeopardy theme, Simpsons, Star Spangled Banner. I kind of talked about SpongeBob, Harry Potter theme, and the great thing about these songs is that they push students to become active learners. It's constantly a growth mindset. It's like, okay, I can't do it now, but I can do it. And what we're trying to, and with that, we want to prepare our students for the challenges that are going to come. Band is a microcosm of this. You're constantly learning, and then you learn something new, and you learn something new. You couldn't do it, and then you could. You couldn't do it, and then you could. You work, and it's a constant progression. And I'm pretty sure it's one of the reasons that band students and music students tend to do very well as they go through life, be it in academics and in their chosen professions as they move on. So Before we play our last number of the evening, I just want to thank all of you for valuing music in your children's lives and the value that it can bring to their lives. And thank you. I'd like to thank all of the principals. I'd like to thank Mr. Franks, let's see if Mr. Janish, let's see how well I can do, Mr. Schrader, Mrs. Crawford, and Mr. Wesley. There we go. I got all 5 of them. I want to thank them for all of their support and just being great to work with. I did a lot of the coordination work. As many of you know, Mr. Anderson's no longer with the district. He formerly did the 5th grade. The principals and the teachers have been very helpful and supportive in making this come together. I'd like to thank them very, very much. And again, I'd like to thank the music teachers, Mrs. Christine Mertens, my wife, Ms. Lisa Miller, and Ms. Bella Crawl for their outstanding work. This is Ms. Crawl's first year, and she's been fantastic. We were so lucky to get her as a teacher in her district, and again, you're very lucky to have the quality of general music teachers that we have in the Sycamore School District, and that is the truth. So anyway, for our last number, we're going to play a shortened version of another recognizable song, which hopefully you'll recognize as Jolly Old St. Nicholas. Hopefully we'll recognize that too as that. So, but anyway, the woodwinds and percussion will play the melody, and the brass will play the harmony. So just a little bit of information. What we're going to do, we're going to have the students file out row by row and go back to the band room. And Mr. Goodman, we would like the parents to either stay in here or in the hallway, correct? Yeah. So do you have anything you'd like to say, Mr. Goodman? All good. So anyway, your children will be with you in just a little bit. Again, thank you again for valuing music in your life and your children's life. Thanks for coming out tonight. Have a great evening. Take care.